Hey everybody, this is Bill from the SITREP podcast, and joining us live in studio are my two sons. My oldest son, Jesse, former member of the 101st 506th, and this young man over here, this is Cody, and he is currently in the Army in the EOD. And so they're going to be playing the troops tonight, and Jim and I are going to be their rules lawyers, guides, interpreters, all that good stuff. So we're going to switch to another camera here in a second. We hope you all have a great night on watching what's going on. So let us begin. Jim, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm feeling very sorry for whoever's got my Insurgents from last week.
Who's playing
Whoever's
Insurgents,
got
Jesse? All right, Jim, you're teamed up with Jesse.
No. Start the game over or give him like an extra fire team of guys because I lost like half my guys last week without even taking a shot.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right. So I'm going to switch cameras, Jim. Would you like to do the recap from last week, or how would you like to do that, sir?
I'll take a shot at it. Sure.
All right.
All right. So this is a continuation of an experiment. So again, huge asterisk in the air quotes there. This is an experiment. We're going to have bumps in the road, so we apologize in advance for that. Where we are taking a game originally designed for hex encounters on a much bigger scale, and what we're doing instead is we are giving it a shot on 28mm miniature. So there's going to be a lot of changes, but we hope that it's going to still work out okay. We started off with last week's stream. We had force creation on both sides. We had a setup, and we had I think the first 2 turns of a game to see how it started would go, how it would start to go. I do believe I have 2 pro, I guess you'd call them Western, pro Canadian insurgents knocked out. Pro Canadians yet, but I think they've wiped out at least 5 of my insurgents. So,
all right.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right.
Last week was just 1 followed by a 6, followed by a 1, followed by an 8, followed by a 1. Whenever we needed a 6, we got a 1. Whenever we got a 1, we needed a 1, we got a 6.
Right.
And we got the hell shot out of us pretty bad last week. So the game's in progress. Looking there, the way you've got the camera set up at the moment, it looks like we had our insurgents come in from the upper right. Or actually from just the top, because it's kind of on a diagonal. And the Canadians come in from the bottom corner there. They've made some friends along the way. They've managed to convert some insurgents to their cause. One of the big things about SITREP Skirmish is it has that Protean militia system where, the 2 sides, can literally trade forces as the game goes on.
Right.
And yeah, we're going to see how it keeps going. There are no front lines, obviously, in Modern Warfare, and you never really know who's on your side and who isn't in a lot of these situations. You can run across, no one's wearing a uniform, except for, of course, the operators. You walk in, you see some guys, they might be your friends if you've got a stack of $100 bills in your hand, or they might not be. So,
all right.
We'll see how it goes from there.
We're going to go from here. John has checked in with us because Science Teacher has checked in tonight. So far, welcome to everybody on the live stream as we play part 2. And we're going to see who pulls off the mission. And the mission is to for the Canadians to hook up with the tribal leader here to get the intelligence for the weapons cache. So they have to link up with him. So our team commander, who's down here, has to link up with him and hold him for a full turn, and then I don't think we ever did the full thing. So do they need to guide him up a table edge?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I am about 1,200 miles away from your position at the moment, so you've got a better look at the table than I do.
Yeah. So he's here.
Yep.
Canadians, are down here, and Canadians are here, but I have good guys here. These are my good guy insurgents here.
Oh, good guys.
You have these insurgents here who are ambivalent at the moment, but last turn they were favoring you in their movement.
Yep.
However, you have a secondary, behind this wall, a secondary group of tribal people, militia that are ambivalent currently, but they're
That's
now
right. I
with your
failed that
leaders.
roll. I failed
Did you
that
roll?
Yeah, I made the roll. Well, I chucked the roll and I failed it.
Yeah. So now is your turn to do that. You had a group, a team right here along this building here. However, we ended up taking them out. So that's where we were at. We left it in turn 3. We're in the beginning of turn 3. We determined our street event, and the threat level did not change.
Okay.
So at this point, after all that, so we're still currently in
I think you're still
level.
quiet.
Yeah, quiet at this point in time. And so that takes us to the beginning of, let's see, we've done roll street events. So we're in ambivalent. There's no vehicles on the table, so it's ambivalent pedestrian move. So we have to, this team here and this team here still have to roll. So Jesse, Cody, what happens was this is the turn sequence here. Sorry, guys, I'm on the opposite side of the table. And so what we're going to do is roll a dice, and based on that die roll, odd or even determines which one of these teams is controlled for movement purposes by either the Canadians or the Insurgents. Okay. All right. So, so it was odds was the Canadians and evens was the Insurgents, if I remember correctly, Jim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, for people in the chat, that's just because these are ambivalent militia that haven't really chosen a side yet. Neither player, either friendly forces or insurgent, really controls them yet. So they move kind of randomly until somebody gets to them and actually coerces them, compels them over to their side.
All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll start with this group here. Jesse or Cody, there's a 6-sided dice here. If one of you want to roll that dice, odd or evens.
We're rolling for which group now?
This team right here in front of the steps.
Okay.
He rolled a 1, so roll up here so it catches on camera. So all right, so a 1. So odd is Canadians.
Yep.
Correct. All right, so the Canadian team, you get to pick where you want these guys to move. They're not part of your team yet. They're just ambivalent. They're neutral at this point, but you kind of get to decide where they're going to move.
How far?
They move up to 6 inches.
Up to 6 inches?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to roll to see how far they move?
Nope.
Or they move up to 6?
Move up to 6.
They can move less if you want them to take cover.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we should explain this to Jesse and Cody. So the way it works is 2 inches. Jim, do you want to explain it? You could do it more eloquently than I can.
All right, so the normal movement rate when a guy just doesn't care and he's literally just sprinting is 6 inches. If he doesn't matter like what kind of terrain he's near, he always gets 6 inches of movement. If he wants to take the covered bonus, which gives him some protection from enemy fire. Let me rephrase that. If he wants to take the concealed bonus, which gives him some protection from enemy fire, he's allowed to move 4 inches. That allows you to add 1 to your defense dice, and we'll come to that in a second. If you want to take the covered bonus, which gives you more protection, you can only move 2 inches. And if you don't move at all, then you can take the covered and the concealed bonus, which, as you guys know, is going to be, pretty good protection from enemy fire.
Okay.
Ambivalents usually just move around because they're not really in the fight yet. They can't fire at either side yet, and it's very unlikely anyone's going to shoot at them because if you shoot at ambivalent troops, they automatically become, they automatically join the enemy team. Yeah, the enemy force.
Fair enough. Let's see. I think I'm going to move them 6 inches. Thank you. 6 inches towards this doorway right here.
All right, so for everybody in the chat can't see, Cody's moving them along this building's front towards the main entrance of that building.
Actually, move 4 inches and we'll get the cover bonus. That's the small one.
Concealment bonus.
All right, so that yellow dice, the yellow means they're ambivalent. So they get the cover bonus, which is a +1. So just roll, turn the dice to 1, so we know it's a +1. There we go. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna obviously you need counters for this game, but because we're still in play testing, this is how this works. All right. We have this group here of guys that needs to be rolled for as well. So Jess, would you like to roll the dice? And remember, odd for Canadians, even for the Insurgents. All right. So Jesse rolled a 4.
Cool.
For the second group that's behind the wall, Jim, from last time. So you can not move them at all, because the idea is you want to try and get your team leader, which is this guy here, to convert them into bad guys or insurgents. Sorry, depending on which side of the fence you're on, they're either good guys or bad guys. So if they don't move, then they get the whole +2 bonus.
But they're not
Now,
going to do 0 point movement.
yeah, they can go ahead and stay put, not move at all, and thus get the covered and concealed bonus.
Yep.
Or they can move. There's no north here, or they could move further down that table edge.
Yeah.
In
like
in anticipation of moving the leader down there. I'm trying. I was thinking about maybe getting the leader through that gate, and hopefully up closer to the objective tribal chieftain.
So do you want to go out the gate here, Jim, or do you want to come out the back?
Talking about down the wall line.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so
if I move them, does he get blocked by the other unit, or can he just freely move through them?
No, because again, this game is designed for hex encounters. The hexes are supposed to be over 100 feet across. This game table would be an entire this whole game table would be 1 hex in the original game. So, long story short, units never block line of sight.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, so
yeah,
you're going to move them down here then.
Yeah.
All right, so the insurgents are these uniformed guys. So this one.
Now, when it comes time to actual militia movement, insurgent movement, we have to remember to move at least the leader the same direction.
Yep.
The leader has to. The leader has to wind up within 2 inches of at least one person in that neutral insurgent group.
So that's our leadership / interpreter rule, where if you're trying to convert militia or ambivalent forces, that leader or interpreter has to be within 2 inches of that unit.
Right.
Okay, so we move them. So they moved full 6. They get no cover bonus, so we're just going to leave it at 6. There we go. All right. That is all the ambivalent forces. Now we go to hostels. So in this game, the hostels are considered the insurgents. So, Jess, you have this team here.
Okay.
And you have this team here.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, there's not much left.
So
Canadians are doing some work.
Well, they're still, believe me, this game can swing very fast, but either way.
You're usually outnumbered, so remember that.
But obviously at this point in time, so the way the turn goes is you got hostile movement because there's no vehicles, and then the operators move or the friendly forces, whatever,
blue force.
Yeah. And then there's the interpreter check. So that's when you would do this to see if you convert those guys.
Does the leader have to be within certain ranges?
2 inches.
2 inches.
Yep.
So
that's what I was saying. That interpreter. I'm sorry. That militia leader, that insurgent leader, the whole point of that move is he has to wind up within 2 inches of at least one figure of that neutral group, because we don't want them to be neutral anymore. So far, the Canadians have gained a whole team and we've lost a whole team. So that's why the numbers are so out of whack. It didn't start off that way.
On here, Jim, I'm just going through it. So you have a wider view because I'm going to try and zoom in the other camera. So I get the Logitech to pop up here. Oops.
And pretty much if we outright kill one Canadian, we pretty much win. Or at least it's a draw. They're not really supposed to lose anybody.
Right.
The victory conditions are very asymmetrical. I mean, the militia are going to get tabled, but if we can take at least one Canadian operator with us,
so
that's usually a bad
that's
article.
A good point, Jim, to speak to the asymmetrical warfare. It's not like Panzer Blitz, Panzer Leader type games where, obviously there are scenarios with objectives, but there's also, you get this points and you get this points. Whereas in this one, the win conditions are very lopsided, if you will. So, all right. I think I got that camera working. Let me switch cameras again. I'm going to make Jim the active camera here. Jim's.
Okay. Not sure I can hear anybody. I can't hear anybody.
Yep. Okay. Sorry about that, Jim. We had to do a switch over. So, okay. All right. Here we go. Unfortunately, the switching software we're using is through Restream, and it's not an actual switching software. So we'll have to look at other options. I have other options, but it doesn't let me do sound and switching and all that stuff. But all right, there we go. Okay. So Jesse, your plan is to move your leaders here. Yeah. So you got to get in within 2 inches of this ambivalent force here, so you can do your interpreter leader check.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, do I have to roll for that, or is it just
nope? It's no rolling for movement. This is meant to be a fast-playing game.
I mean, he can literally just walk right.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. And then
really, no one's gonna reach him. Is he within 6 inches?
Yeah, he was easily within 6 inches.
Yeah.
Okay. Was he maybe within 4 inches?
Yeah.
Okay, then he can only move 2 hexes, 4 inches, and thus get the get seal bonus at the end of that move.
Oh. Yeah, there you go. So
it was right about there.
Yeah.
It was about 2 inches.
Yep.
Back.
If he doesn't have to sprint, then he can just kind of walk on a crouch, take advantage of ambient cover and stuff like that.
All right, so he gets the +1 bonus. All right, perfect. Okay, so I'll move this to a 1. Perfect.
Right,
okay,
move the rest of our guys.
Yep, that's the hostile forces.
I have another whole squad, don't I?
No, we wiped them out.
Okay, so we moved the squad with the leader.
Yes, we did.
Okay, cool.
That was this team right here.
All right.
Okay, so actually, we should have moved this team here. Oh no, that's under operator. Never mind. Okay, so now it's operator's turn. So Cody, you have this militia that's on your team now, and you have a Canadian team down here and a Canadian team right here, and your interpreter's back here. By the way, see the interpreter?
No,
he's the one with the blue helmet or blue vest and all that.
I don't see a guy with blue vest.
Unless he fell over.
He probably fell over.
Okay. Yep. Jim's rule is if he fell off the table, he's combat ineffective, right?
He fell off the world. He's gone.
So I move the Insurgents as well, or not the Insurgents, but my 2
Well, you control these guys, so you can move them, and you control your Canadians, obviously, so you can move them.
Okay.
Now remember, the idea is to get to this guy with your team leader and interpreter.
So in the team with the interpreter, my team leader is also.
No, your team leader's down here.
Well, that just seems silly. Okay.
Yeah. That's how we did it to even out the sites.
Fair enough.
And make it a little more difficult.
Okay. So.
Those guys can switch between teams though if they get close enough.
Yeah.
You don't have to stay within those squads.
Right.
So what are we saying for that, Jim? Within an inch or 2 inches?
Yeah, just get them where they would. This game was designed for hexes. Get them to within. Get them to within the same hex. Get them so that would be 2 inches.
2 inches. Okay.
We're taking all the hex numbers and we're multiplying them by 2.
Yep.
They're just gonna bum rush over here, and they moved 6 inches. Okay.
All right. So that was his militia. They've moved towards the north end or the northeast corner, whatever we want to call this, down the road.
This guy is going to be popping right out about here. That doesn't really work too well. Right?
No, they don't stand very well on this table.
Well, he's laying down for cover.
Laying down for cover. All right, that's fair enough. Jim, they're laying down for cover.
All right. They're allowed to do that as long as they only move 2 inches.
So how far do they move, Cody?
Oh, they moved 6. I'm just saying that because they're laying down.
Right. Because they won't stand up, so he's laying them down. So just so you know.
I'm up PC's down.
So
that's about as far as you move when you're running anyway. At least that's what it feels like.
So that guy's going to go over here. Ooh. You're laying down too.
Just so you know, those guys were against the wall. They just rolled down the hill.
Oh.
So you just
All
go
right.
towards the wall again?
And then let's see. So if I leave one operator, it's a draw, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oof.
And my team leader is in this one.
Yep. Your team leader is the one that looks like a team leader.
You got the radio, probably.
Oh, you have an RTO and then you have a team leader.
That guy who's got the pointy hand.
Yeah, pointing hand. You know the guy that's always pointing?
The guys that, the one that looks like he needs to get shot in the face? Yeah. All right.
We'll say he's standing up right there. And
You don't need to
oh,
give him the
don't-
Vietnam salute. He's giving himself the Vietnam salute.
Sniper bait. Got it.
Yep.
All right, here come the Canadians.
He's gonna lay down right there.
What did you say? They have to fight with apologies and
Yep.
Maple syrup.
maple syrup?
Sorry, it's in maple
Sorry.
syrup. All right, and that'll be my turn. These
All
are
right, so
two
that
forces.
is the Blue Force. We have to come up with a different name for these, Jim, since they're not all technically operators.
Blue Force.
So, all right, so the operator teams have moved. It's now interpreter checks. So right now we only have one interpreter check that's to do because is your interpreter within 2 inches of these guys?
No, definitely not.
Okay. So the only ones that are is the insurgents with this militia here.
Yep.
Okay.
That
So
was
to
the
do a interpreter check, Jim.
Against an ambivalence. Now you can make interpreter checks against hostiles too, but it's
Yeah.
much harder. But
Oh,
here
yeah,
it's ambivalence,
Mhm.
so it's going to be a 4 up on a D6.
All right. So roll the d6, and you need a 4 or better. The 6, Jim. He got a 6.
All right, those guys work for you now.
All right. So can I have a red 6-sided dice, please?
Insurgent
That's a good
reinforcements.
All right.
Bunch of dirty terrorizers.
All right, so you just add, see how quickly it turns? Now you got all these guys. And he has an RPG right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 RPGs now.
Daddy like RPGs. Daddy like.
Do they actually go based off of the weapons they're carrying? Or
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's, what you see is what you get.
RPD, 2 FALs.
Well, it's a little simplified. It's assault
Just small
carbine,
arms
assault rifle. Well, assault carbine, assault rifle, light machine gun, RPG.
Got it. So 1 LMG, 2 RPGs, and a bunch of assault rifles.
Walkabout Games is in the house. Hello, everyone. Just got home in time to watch. Well, good, because the Canadians are about to crack open
Just
their maple syrup and apologize.
Showed up just in time to watch the Canadians get massacred.
All right, so we've done interpreter checks. There are no medic checks to be done at this time. So now it's operator small arms fire. Do the operators have sight on anybody?
Line
At
of
this
sight?
time, I don't believe they do. Blocked by
Nope.
walls?
Nope.
Nothing.
Everybody's pretty much.
That's going to be a very quiet turn 3. All right, so militia small arms. At this time, militia does not have sight picture on any bad guys
No,
or good guys.
no,
Canadians.
no.
It would be kind
there's
of
no-
it'd be kind of the same way both ways.
Yeah, so no close combat, no bleed out checks at this time. There are no victory conditions met. That is the end of turn 3.
Yep.
All right, now we go to turn 4. We have to determine threat level. All right, Jim, I think we're going to have some sway here, aren't we?
I certainly hope so. Although it was a quiet turn, which is good for you guys.
Right?
Um,
So here's the question, Jim. So if the insurgents do a success interpreter leadership check, should it not be a -2 to the die roll instead of a +2?
I'll take it if you'll give it to me.
Of course. I mean, that only makes sense.
Yep.
All right.
Now, there
so
were some positives, however, if I could get my computer to bring up the damn chart.
this is where it's going to get exciting.
Here comes an enemy technical.
Oh,
Okay, -1 for GRS gunfire. There was no, I should say operator gunfire. There was no operator gunfire last turn. There were
Yep.
no explosions.
Nope.
Are any of your guys?
Oh,
you've
yeah.
got guys. You've got guys in the open.
Yep.
So -1. -1 for that.
Yep.
You got big green guys with guns, big green white men with guns walking around with big guns, scares the hell out of people. A -2 for a successful interpreter check on the enemy side. However, there was no GRS or no interpreter gunfire last turn. So
Right.
that is 3 to 2. It's going to be a net -2
Okay.
on the roll. So 2d6, somebody roll it. 2d6, and you're looking and subtract 2 from the result.
And
The lower the
subtract
better.
it.
Well, the lower the better for the insurgents.
He rolled a
3.
5, so he got a 3.
A modified 3. That definitely got worse. That went from quiet down to tense.
Yep.
Oh,
All right.
Sweet.
So now we go to street event because we're now in tense.
it went.
Yeah.
So you need to roll a d6 and tense. Is there a modifier for tense?
Tense is 0. So basically,
Okay.
you've lost. The operators have lost their advantage.
Yep.
So now it's back to neutral.
4. No new
4.
militia in the street.
Yeah. No change.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So now we have done the street events. We're back to ambivalent pedestrians. So we only have 1 ambivalent pedestrians left on the table at this time. It's these group right here. So Jesse, go ahead and roll for those. Odd is a Canadian. All right. So Canadian, which way do you want to move them?
I'm going to move them. I'm going to move them into this building.
Oh, he's moving them into the building.
Let's see. So I'm just going to move them just
You can just
tiptoe
move
in.
them right into it. I mean, 6 inches.
Oh, I don't want them all in there.
Oh, you don't want them all in there. Okay.
So they moved about 2-3 inches. Probably
Okay.
3.
All right. John says, cue Hans Zimmer music as tension ratchets up.
Beginning of the Proof of Life soundtrack.
Oh, I love Proof of Life. All right.
No idea.
Never seen it. I have it upstairs on Amazon. Okay. So that puts us on the ambivalence. Now it's hostiles. So, Jess, what are you going to do? You talk to your coach there and see if you guys have come up with a plan.
Trying to think. Well,
So you have 2 forces now. You have this group and you have this group.
the one group's more important because it has the translator, so I can try and turn forces. But I was thinking pushing him out and trying to turn the militia that's in the middle of the road, or pushing with the.
So what happens is if they are
Already
if you
controlled.
wanted to convert these guys, you'll go from friendly to ambivalent.
That's fine.
It's only 1 stage. It's not 2.
I figured.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And
But
it's a tougher roll if they're already
Yeah.
hostile.
Okay. Well,
Toss it to you. It's a 5 up. It's a 5 up instead of a 4 up. It's just a little harder.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless you want to leave them in the same spot where they're at, and they could possibly take out some Canadians to try to climb some stairs with an RPG.
You got a much better view of the thing than
Oh
I
yeah,
do.
at least.
At least one team I'd like to move further down that table edge.
Well,
It looks like there's a
four-man
hole.
team.
There's a hole in the wall there. Yeah, I'm trying to get a back route around toward the objective. He's
Okay.
still on top of that building, right?
Yeah, he's not. He hasn't moved. He's on top of the staircase.
There's
Yeah,
still
I mean, we
okay.
could-
So there's a way to get to him.
Yeah, there's a clear alley that the guys can come down and around and come back up towards the staircase. It'll take a couple turns, but they could get there.
sorry.
I don't know if I want to. It's up to you. I think we should do one or the other, but we shouldn't divide our forces.
Mm,
If we want to take a crack at the Canadians, we should really. It's going to take a shitload of dice because they are much better trained. They have body armor. Our insurgents can't shoot for shit.
of course. Yeah, no, the problem is that they're gonna get flanked by this element right here and pushed out, or we're gonna get stuck fighting our own people to try and get past the Canadians to the objective point.
There you go, Jim. I brought my phone in as a 3rd camera here for you, so you can see setups, and for the people watching.
You might have to mute that. Just come through on the.
Yeah, I thought I had it muted.
Get that though.
There we go. All right. It's
Yeah, I would say go for that back hole in the wall, but that's up to you.
Try and push both forces, or you think just leave just
Yeah,
before moving.
I would never. It's a bad idea in general in this game for the militia to divide their force
All right.
because they're so weak. When they do want to hit somebody, it's better if they can roll as many dice as possible. So it's nice to have as many guns as possible all in one spot. And then you're just hoping to Allah that you get lucky once.
Guys.
Are they actually getting through that hole?
Yeah, there's a few inches they could actually wrap around a little bit, but I wanted to show at least the 4-inch movement to the hole.
Okay.
Now they could do the 4-inch and then do concealment right there.
Yeah, definitely do that because I'm afraid that the Canadians who get it's deliberate in the turn sequence. Operators get to move and then fire first.
Gotcha.
They get a shit ton of advantages. Advantages.
Well, yeah.
So I'm afraid that they're gonna sneak around the front half of that alley and take a shot at you through the alley. Is that
That's very
possible?
likely.
Yeah. So I would.
But they'd have to go past the objective to actually go and engage us. Because the way the stairs are built, they'd have to go either up the stairs or around the staircase to even be able to see the guys.
Okay. Yeah. If there's no line of sight, then if we're screened, then then go ahead.
Okay. The last 2 inches.
It's just the turn sequence has a few idiosyncrasies that are intentional, but they're things to look out for.
Right.
I think I got line of sight with one guy.
It'd be really hard to tell. All right, 6 inches with this guy. Brings him up here. So we're going to just slowly move. There you go. Can't stand up on grass. And, all right, so these here and here. And that's that for the movement. No extra cover.
Okay, did any of the guys only move 4 inches?
No, I try to
Okay.
get the rest of the guys up behind them.
All right, no worries. If they all move the full 6 inches, then yeah, no worries.
All right.
Now, how's the line of sight work? Is there like a percentage of the model they need to be able to see, or is it just they can see it, they can shoot it?
If they can see it, they can hit it. Yeah.
And is that the whole unit or just that one guy? I would assume it's one guy, but I don't know.
Yep.
It's changed between games.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's again, it wasn't really made for miniatures, but yeah, it pretty much it's whatever figure can see the other figure.
Yeah, that
Would be
makes
the easiest way to play it.
Okay, cool.
All right. Canadian's turn?
Canadian's turn.
All right. So, let's see. I'll move this guy right here. That's one.
Ooh.
And then
Now the rule is if the base can fully fit on the board, it can move there. If it cannot, it cannot move.
Can our lead insurgent see him as he does that?
Yes, he can.
Yeah.
Opportunity to fire.
Ooh, opportunity fire.
all right, John.
Pop his ass.
You know that?
Yep.
What do I need to roll?
He's going to have to lay down because
Okay.
he'll
He's
fall
just
off.
All right. So Jim, you want to talk Jesse through combat here?
All right, so the lead guy that just walked out there, how far did he move?
Is that your interpreter? Oh no,
No,
that's
it's just-
insurgent.
he moved
militia.
1 inch. He literally moved 1 inch.
Okay.
You might even be able to see this guy, but I don't know. It's the way it's laying.
He's fully along the side of the building, Jim. There's no cover.
He'd really be like right here.
Okay, well, whether or not he's in cover, or like I see what you're saying, whether or not he's in cover, bonuses or not, depends on how far he moved. So if he only moved 1 inch, he moved
Yeah.
at least one hex. He's going to have the covered bonus, which
Okay.
isn't great. But that means that he's like on his belly, and he made that as like a crawl, as like a belly crawl. So even though there may or may not be any physical obstruction in the board, there's going to be something where he's going to be very difficult to hit.
Yeah.
But that's an actual a Canadian interpreter, right? Or not interpreter.
No,
it's not
no,
Canadian.
Militia.
Yeah, militia.
Oh, it's militia?
Yeah.
Host nation forces, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. Never mind then.
He don't care. He's hoping
I-
the Canadian sticking out.
We have to kill it. Yeah.
you have to die.
And plus he's taken. He's only moved 1 inch. No, well,
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and leave him alone.
Okay, so then he stops right there and he stays put, or is he able to continue his move?
Well, yeah, if they're not doing it,
you can continue your move.
yeah, you could just continue your move.
Sweet. All right, so that'd be about 1 inch. Yep. Yeah, this board is not very model friendly.
It looks nice.
And we'll do 4 inches of total movement.
All right, so he gets a +1 then.
Yeah. So that'd be about 4.5. Rude.
So right now there's only 2 guys that are around the corner.
2 guys around the corner, and they're both insurgents, friendly insurgents.
Yeah, militia.
Okay, or yeah, insurgents. Militia, I should say.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you want to take a shot at him?
How many guys can see him through the front gate?
How many guys can see him? The bad guy, the insurgents. I've got 2.
Yeah.
These 2 right here.
Anything special? Any RPDs, RPGs?
No, just assault rifles.
2 AKs.
That's your sight picture there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right along this line. If this guy was standing up, you would definitely be able to see him. But
Oh, okay. I mean, it's based on how far he moved. He moved 4 inches, which means he is at he's at concealed and not covered, so he gets a +1 to his defense.
Right.
Oh God. I can't see the map. I don't know where the other Canadians are.
Here,
Well, I mean, I get the angle, but I'm on a really small screen here, so.
There's the rest of the Canadians. So they're all lined up.
I don't think does it look like the Canadians are going to be able to reach us anywhere else?
No.
Not at this turn.
Not unless they come around that same corner.
Not on this turn, Jim.
All right, I don't think the Canadians are going to be able to reach us this turn. Yeah, then I would say we go ahead and take the opportunity fire from those 2 guys in the gate.
Okay.
And try to at least knock down some more insurgents. Not insurgents, militia.
Okay, so walk Jesse through combat here.
All right, so we got 2 guys with AKs. An AK, an assault rifle does 2d6 of damage, or 2d6 of fire. Unfortunately, he did not move his full movement, which means he's taken pretty good concealment, which means he gets a d6 as well. He gets to add 1 to his roll, but we get 2 dice per figure. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna zap at least one of them. So we would roll if there's 2 guys in sight and we have 2 shooters. I would just take 1 shooter per guy. 2 dice against 2d6 against 1 of the enemy militia, the traitors who are going with the infidels or whatever. 2 dice. Are they both the same? Yeah, they're both going to be.
Yeah, they're both the same. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they look the same model. So.
Cool. Yeah, then just and then the friendly player gets to roll a 1d6, but he gets to add 1 to the result because of his slower movement rate.
Got it.
All right, roll your 2 dice. Jesse got a 6 and a 4.
Okay. The friendly militia guy can survive that.
Right.
So now you have to the defense dice. The guy who's being shot at, the friendly militia, has to get at least a 6. He has to at least tie his best roll. His best roll was a 6.
Yeah, you got a 6
1 dice.
Okay, I'm just gonna move these out of the way.
You got a 5.
He tied, so he missed. So again, because you took your time, you got a +1 to your roll. That 5 is read as a 6. That ties the shooter's 6, and ties are a miss.
Got it.
So that was close. That went right by his ear. He felt the wind of that one go right by him. And then we would do the same for the other shooter and the other target.
A 3 and a 1.
All right. He's probably going to survive that. 1d6.
Nope.
Oh, got a 1.
Shot him. He's dead.
So just knock off the front guy?
Yeah, might as well just knock off the front guy.
Oops.
1 down.
You didn't think
Now, when we come to that's actually 3 down. But when we come to our actual insurgent militia, our actual insurgent fire phase, which we haven't started yet, those 2 guys will not get to fire. They fired early.
These 2 will not fire.
Got it.
Yep,
Okay.
because they took opportunity fire.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So that is those guys. So that was Cody. You can finish your moves.
So let's see. So if he was standing up right there.
Spoiler alert, opportunity fire is the only way militia ever kills anybody in this game. Because operators always move second and they always shoot first. So if they don't hit the operator as they're walking down the road, if it comes down to a fair shootout, the operators are always walking away from that one.
Yeah, that sounds all right. I mean, that's pretty much how they get most people anyway in real life.
That's kind of what we were. Although I was about to say this game, I designed this game to try to be realistic, but it was based on a Michael Bay movie, so not really.
I mean,
This was originally written.
Move this team leader over to this team.
2 inches.
2 inches.
You have to be 2 inches to swap.
I mean, the most unrealistic thing about Michael Bay stuff is his special effects, but most of the other stuff's kind of pretty on par.
Yeah, the game was originally designed for the. You guys probably heard about it. The 13 hours, the 13 days to 13 hours project. Benghazi 2012.
Yeah,
that board back there.
So you're gonna be able to take some opportunity fire against these guys.
Ooh, opportunity fire, Jim,
with an RPG.
Move.
Oh.
Oops. 5 inches.
Now, those are more friendly insurgents, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's your friendly militia. You have another PK here and an RPG right there.
So, okay, where did they just walk through that gate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, RPD and an RPG aimed right at the guys that just walked up.
And we're sure there's no way the Canadians can reach us this turn.
No, they can't.
No, so they cannot.
Because a favorite tactic in this game is to get some friendly militia, and when it comes to your movement phase, you move your militia in front of the enemy RPDs and RPGs.
Yeah.
Trigger the opportunity fire. Who cares about your friendly, your friendly militia? And then you move your real
gotta let them
after
know
that.
that's what you're playing.
Yeah, they definitely can't move. They're like another 6 inches behind the militia guys.
Let's RPD those guys. Guys that just came through the gate.
Okay.
That's my only concern, because that's a common tactic for the operator player. Get close to some locals, throw them a couple $100.
Go touch that.
Have them join your team, and then send them out in front. And what they do is and you're like right behind. You send them through the hole first. They trigger the opportunity fire. They take the casualties, and then you rush through afterwards. After the enemy has spent their opportunity fire. It's kind of cold-blooded, but it works.
So are you going to take your opportunity fire now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to take it during the enemy's movement phase. You have to take it as he moves his guys.
So these guys.
Well, how's the RPG work? Is it just a single target hit kind of thing?
Well,
or is it actually
it is, but how many guys can we see? We can only see 2 guys, right?
3,
1
ish, maybe. No, it's kind of hard to tell.
2 guys.
1 or 2.
Yeah.
Let's try with the RPD first.
So what do you got for?
The RPD rolls 3d6 instead of 2d6.
Got it.
And
Okay.
did that guy spend all 6 of his movement points? All 6 of his inches?
Yeah, all 6.
He gets no modifiers.
Okay.
It's your 3d6 versus his 1d6, and whoever gets the best roll wins.
All right, rolling 3. Ah, shit.
3, 1, and a 1.
Ouch.
It's possible.
Oh,
6.
not possible on that one.
A 6.
Yep, 6.
All right. He chewed up the door a little bit, but he ducked back just in time.
Great. He's giving me the shocker on the way back.
Oh, no.
All right.
Well, if we're only going to meet Canadian, if we're only going to meet pro-Canadian militia this turn, that RPG is not going to get to shoot at anything else this turn. Yeah, let's go. And the RPD completely missed.
Yeah.
Now here's the RPG. The RPG only rolls 1d8,
D8.
but D8, but it affects everything within 2 inches.
Nice.
Of a specific aim point.
So what's your aim point?
So
Yeah.
That hit right.
he has to, the gunner has to be able to see the aim point, obviously.
Oh,
I
you
would
can hit
aim
it.
point right there.
Well,
You can see that.
yeah, but if I hit this, I can get 3 people.
Yeah, okay.
As long as you can
it's
see
on
the
the
aim
wall.
point. Yeah.
You can see it.
Cool. Roll 1d8, and however many figures are going to get affected, they're going to get that many d6s. Please roll high on this d8. Please roll
Yeah.
high on this d8.
A 3.
I hate you.
All right, so
It'll be a strength knockoff.
if we said one of the B40s, if you said 3 figures are within radius, then that's going to be 3 figures roll d6s.
Yeah, that's definitely with 3 of them.
Okay, so 3 roll d6s, 3 red die.
Yeah.
Move that bad boy.
Well, 2 died.
1.
They all died.
They all died.
Really? They all rolled 1s or 2s?
A 1, a 1, and a 2.
They're all 3 are dead.
All right.
Impossible.
And that's why you use the militia.
And that's what the RPGs are for.
Now, if the actual Canadian infantry were close, they would rush up right behind that. I can't fire that RPG again this turn, and you'd get free shots, and you'd wipe out all those militia.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, that's funny. All right, well.
The tide has turned.
Not just yet.
What do you mean not just yet? You have nobody left.
All right, is that all your movement?
I just need to stall
2,
you.
no, 1,
What do
2,
you mean? I can
3,
see you
4,
up the
5,
stairs and
6.
try to tag the target, dude.
Is that all your movement? All your Canadians have moved?
Well, so for this last team, the team leader, we moved 2 inches.
Uh-huh.
We're within 2 inches, so he's going to pop over to this squad right here.
Okay.
Okay.
So do I have to move him towards them
Yep.
more? Okay, so let's say
So
he
you
moves
lose
1
him.
more inch over. Boom.
So what is the objective of moving him to the other team?
To try and talk to the
Well, you need your team leader and your interpreter, right? To grab this guy right here?
Yep.
So, yep. That's
You gotta
Okay.
roll,
let's
remember.
go right now.
All right. So that is operator movement. So we're interpreter checks. Is there any interpreter checks?
Yep, one right here.
All right. So we have Canadian interpreter check.
So I just roll 1d6, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And you did not make it.
Uniform.
Need a 4 or better.
We are going to dominate next turn because now there's been gunfire and an explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all penalties. All the villagers are very scared right now. They are not very happy about the guys with maple leaves walking around.
I'm sorry.
You have a lot of apologizing to do in this village.
Medic checks. There are no medic checks. Operator small arms fire.
Okay.
I don't think you really have it unless there's these guys can see anybody
This
here.
one guy
That
can see
that
here.
would include friendly militia.
All right. There's 1 target of opportunity.
And this guy can see these 2 guys right here.
Yep. So we got two guys who can combat. So you pick which one you want to do first.
We'll do these 2 guys right here.
Okay.
Or this guy right here.
Okay.
Do any of our guys
RPG guy? You got it. Are you nominating that, or what are you doing?
Yep, I'm gonna fire at that RPG guy right there.
All right.
Do any of our guys have terrain bonuses, or do they all move 6 inches?
No, I don't think so.
6.
They're,
Got a 6 on that one.
Yeah. Your
Okay.
RPG guy got 6 inches.
yeah, they all did.
Yeah. So no
I'm
bonuses.
just checking. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, no, we're all maxed out on movement.
And it's only D6s for defense.
That's
sorry
fine.
to say.
2 shots. 6.
That's 6 and a 2.
You can survive this with a 6.
A 5.
Close, but he's dead.
RPG out.
All right.
Yeah. Now,
Well, you took a few down.
for the new players, militia on both sides die or they become combat ineffective really fast. If an operator gets hit, he goes to a wound table, and that's where the armor took it. He's going to tough his way through it. He's got the adrenaline shot. He's got the morphine shot, stuff like that. But once a militiaman gets hit, he's done for the day. He's going to, go back to the basement somewhere. So
All
yeah,
right.
militia figures get eliminated really fast in this game.
Okay. The other combat?
All right. And he's just gonna shoot at the
Yep.
closest guy.
A 4 and a 2.
50-50.
And a 4.
He beat it.
So
So a tie is always a miss.
well, there you go.
All right. That's all combat for the operators. Militia small arms fire. They've already shot.
Yeah, I think the
Already
only
shot.
I think Do we have any lines of sight who haven't already fired?
No, not at this point in
Okay.
time.
Cool.
All right. Close combat. Nobody's in close combat at this time.
Close
no
combat
blue
happens when in the game when enemy figures, opposing figures, I should say, are in the same hex. Here it would be when opposing figures are within 2 inches of each other.
Awesome. And victory. No victory conditions as of yet. That is the end of turn 4. Turn 5. All right, we're going to threat level. Here it gets interesting.
You roll for it.
All right, Jim, take us through it.
Oh God, I gotta find the chart now because this one's gonna get nutty. Okay. There was definitely militia. There was definitely a friendly fire last turn. -1. There was an explosion. -2. We have operators or their insurgent or their militia in the open street. In other words, not within what do we say, 2 inches of a table edge, 2 inches of a building.
Yep.
All right, so that's that. And there was no successful interpreter check last turn. And
The enemy or blue force fired, and
yeah, I got the explosion. So I think it's -3.
Roll them bones.
So 2d6, subtract 3 from the result.
You want to roll high?
8.
You got an 8 minus 3 is a 5.
It got worse. It's now agitated. So if you see the threat tracker, 2 to 6,
Oh, yeah, yep.
worse.
Yep.
It's now went from tense down to agitated.
All right, now it's street modifier, street events.
Roll 1d6 on that
D6.
street event table, subtract 1 from the result. Because now it's agitated.
5.
5 minus 1.
So
4.
No friendly.
No
No. Whatever.
Oh, you walked away easily on that one.
Yeah, they're really.
It's time to get down to like one hex of militia becomes more hostile. One unit just switches sides. Or 1d6 new militia plus shows up on the turn with a technical. That's when you get a Dushka on the table. Nice. That's a really bad roll. Or a really good roll.
All right, so now we're on to
Ambivalent movement, I think.
yep, ambivalent movement.
Are there any ambivalents left?
Yeah, there's one
this
group.
One group
here.
left.
Right next to the Canadians.
A 3.
You again.
Sweet.
Oh.
Canadians.
Leave them.
They're gonna stay right there. They're not.
Are
Gonna
they
go
already?
through there.
Okay, cool. So they're already close to your interpreter?
Yeah.
Yep.
They're right on top of them.
And they're gonna
Awesome.
take some sweet cover and concealment.
All right, cool. Yeah, if they take no fire at all, then they get cover and concealment for the rest of the turn. That means they get to roll all their defense dice twice and take the best result and add 1 to that. So basically, there's a concealment bonus, there's a cover bonus, and if you take covered and concealed, you just get both bonuses. This game is dirt simple.
Wow. So they're basically like Canadians this turn. All right. Let's do it. Yeah, that's it for ambivalent.
John wants to know, does the technical have hind ponds?
No. Again, if you'll give it to me, yes.
Oh, the rocket
Yeah.
pods.
I think I have a 3D print for that.
I actually found one.
All right, so
We also have
okay, so that was the ambivalence. Now it's hostile movement. Ooh, this is where it's going to get interesting. What are you going to do?
We got to get to that staircase if at all possible.
Not going to be possible this turn.
Oh, you can get these guys here.
They'll make it to the edge,
Well,
but they'll be within the line of sight of the Canadians if we do that.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
man. That's really
We'll
tough to see.
literally just make it probably to the edge of the staircase, and I'm probably only one guy if we went 6 inches. And
Well,
that would be the Canadians right at it.
Do the Canadians have that alley covered? In other words, as we're making that movement, will they see us do that?
There's one, there's 2 friendly militia looking at the alley that they could pop some shots off at us.
2 friendly militia.
So
If you're on that edge, we're gonna see you.
It's getting to the point because the way the staircase is laid out, they're definitely going to beat us
yeah,
to the tango. So I don't know if we should throw guys away trying to get to the objective if we're going to lose the objective anyway.
I wouldn't. I would wait. You could probably set up an ambush for them. Because I mean, with the way these guys are set up, I don't know if you can actually shoot from different levels, like first floor to second floor. But some of these militia that are over here still can actually see the target on the staircase, and we can just wait for him to climb the stairs and fire at him.
Yeah, he's going to have to cross the dead ground to get to the foot of the staircase. We can probably take a shot at him then.
Yeah.
If there's any way to maneuver it to where we can at least cover it, because the staircase is pointing towards him, obviously.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to beat us to the objective. We're going to have to just try and cover that dead space as best we can. So is there any way for those guys to kind of get through that gate and then hug the wall that they just crossed, keeping as wide an angle as possible on the foot of those stairs while not moving their full distance?
So right here.
I mean, they'd still be able to... Yeah, they could probably do it. They'd probably get one guy shot at, but they could make it.
Well, if we don't move our full distance, we'll get terrain bonuses. Yeah.
If we do 4 inches movement, we could do it.
Okay. Yeah, do that with as many guys as we can.
Can I make my attack of opportunity with this guy over here?
Yeah, because he fired last turn.
Oh.
Well,
No. It's a whole new turn. So opportunity fire is borrowed against your next fire phase.
Yeah.
Well, if he's already seen him, does it still count as an attack of opportunity?
I mean, they're moving, right?
Yeah, because it's being taken in our movement phase.
So it's gonna be against those 2 guys right there.
Don't move him yet, Jeff, because he's got to do opportunity fire. Then you complete your movement. It's like interruption. So as soon as you start moving, he's gonna.
Well, he wouldn't have seen that guy. That's why I moved him.
What'd you get?
Cock die. Want me to
roll it? Re-roll it.
It was 4 so far, and 4.
2 4s.
So just one guy, or
yeah.
Are you splitting your fire, or is it against one guy? One each.
Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. He would have already declared that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's get the bonus because they haven't moved yet.
Right.
Okay, so add 1 to both of those dice.
It doesn't matter.
You got ones.
Snake eyes.
Cool. I hate this game. I hate your dice.
So those guys are gone.
These dice suck. This one does.
That was probably a bad move, but we can't just give up the objective.
Right. All right. So he's fired, so he can't fire again. So you can move the rest of your teams down and around.
Well,
or you could split them and move half this way and half this way and try to pinch them.
I don't even think they could get outside the gate for 6 inches.
Well, I mean, it's up to you. I mean, instead of trying to bottleneck all your forces at once.
Yeah. So they have grenade launchers or anything, the Canadians?
Not the militia.
No, the Canadians.
Yeah, there's one with the M203.
Yeah,
grenade launcher.
Yeah, that's 320.
Pretty sure.
And there's a saw gunner.
Saw gunner, and then I think the rest are riflemen. So.
All right. Yeah. Well.
You got to throw some fire down there. So I would take like your RPG guy and a couple of these other guys haul ass this way, and have the other guys come around and see if you can lay down some suppressive fire and see if you can hit what you can take out. Because you never know. You've moved the street event table, so it makes it easier for you to get more reinforcements in the next
you can
turn.
Just keep splitting teams and stuff.
I can.
Oh, okay. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
You could split them up.
Man,
You
that's
can
cool.
split it out to individuals if you want, although it gets hard to keep track of what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, 6
Maybe we can
inches. Put
start
them
with that.
right here, in the doorway.
Okay.
Let's take that.
Do they have any line of sight through that doorway?
Nope.
Unfortunately, no, not at this
They're
time.
literally looking right at the edge of the board. That's the only thing they can see.
Okay. Then you got these 2 guys.
These dudes, this guy can move. It's 3 inches to over
And
the
3
wall.
in.
Novus Templar, welcome to the stream, sir.
Hey!
This guy can move before, and then he'd be kind of cockeyed. Be 2 right behind him. But he's not against them.
I would hug them a little bit more, so then you're out of line of sight here.
All right.
There we go. All right, that is the hostile movement. Now it's on to operators.
All right.
Watch them move very closely. Again, opportunity fire is the only time the militia ever really score any real kills.
Right.
So this dude is gonna move 2 inches right here.
Well, he would have got shot from there.
Do you have line of fire? You got plenty. You're
yeah,
interrupt.
he could see him right here, so he could shoot at this guy right here if you want.
All right, shoot at him.
Yeah.
You gotta hit some.
Are
of these
you
guys.
firing with all 3 of these guys, or are you just firing with the one?
I'm fire with the guys in the back.
Actually,
They can all see
Who's
him.
in view? Who's in
I
view?
mean, really right here.
All right, hold on. Jim's asking who's in view.
Well, this militia guy, friendly militia, Blue Force,
Yep.
that moved across the alleyway. Well, I guess maybe it is only the one guy.
Yeah, it's just this one guy right now. If he were to move a little bit, then he might be able to be seen by another one. But
Well, you were moving them 2 inches.
Well,
past
as he
the-
moves this 1 inch, so you kind of have to. You don't have to move him the whole way, but you have to declare how far he's moving, so I know if any. Or
Yeah,
if
so you
there's
gotta
any
declare your movement first.
yeah, so
And
he
then-
was gonna move 2 inches.
All right, so Jim, the Op4 guy or the Canadian team's moving 2 inches total.
Yeah. So
All right, so he's
So-
going to get covered bonus with a
Yep.
militiaman,
Yep.
and we've got 3 guys that can fire at him.
Yeah, but I didn't want to use all 3 because there's an
No,
RPD
no,
and
no.
2 guys AK.
Yeah, totally. I would not want to lose. If you want to throw one guy at him, he's going to get 2 dice versus your 2 dice. So it's whoever
Yeah.
gets lucky.
Yeah, I figured just throw some AK rounds down range.
Yeah.
Oh, good roll. 5 and a 1.
All right.
so
Now he only moved 2 inches, so he gets to roll his
Yeah.
defense dice twice and pick the best roll. So basically, he gets 2d6s as well.
Okay.
so I
Roll both, and
Roll
then you
both.
pick the top.
A
So,
4
And a 4.
and a 4.
And he
And
dies.
you had and someone had a 5.
Yep.
Yep, we got 5. He got
Oh.
4s twice.
Number 7. Stack them up like cordwood.
all right. So then they finish the move, right?
Well, yeah, you moved the 2 inches for that guy too, I guess.
Yeah,
Well, but if another guy comes in view, you can have another guy take a pot shot at him.
because we have more guys.
That's okay. Go for it. Let's see if I
Are you interrupting with your next guy?
If I can see him,
Yeah, you'd be
Well, take your red stick and you can show your line of fire.
you'd be able to see him right there. Well, it would be the same guy, it looks like, but you can check.
Is he triggering all our opportunity fires so his Canadians have a free shot up the stairs?
I mean, that's why I left the RPD guy up front without shooting him yet. Well, it's that or we get shot at by them and the Canadians.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's kind of like we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. So,
Yeah, we got 1 AK left.
yeah, that's what I'm going to use.
We might get lucky again.
5
and a 1.
again.
There we go.
All right. Still only moved
2/3 chance that he's dead. He survives 1 out of 3. Although he
So
gets
it's
to roll
two
2d6, so yeah.
And he dies again. For
2
sure.
and a 2.
That team's
Nice.
All right. Well,
Bye-bye,
whole militia
friendly
team
militia.
wiped out.
We might lose against the Canadians, but we're doing well against the traitors.
Well, at least somebody's dying.
All right,
All right, continue.
continuing on.
Continue. So,
Oh, coming back here.
yep. Well, that's good. And they need to be within 2 inches of the wall, right? And they still, that
Yeah.
doesn't count against them for,
Right.
So,
Oh, see what Jen wrote there,
Yep.
Jim?
I see it. I'm choosing to ignore it. She's totally right, but I choose to ignore it.
that's gonna be right there.
Oh, here they come.
So,
Yep, they triggered our opportunity fire. That's what they did. That's what they were doing.
Is there any more to that unit there? You need a green dice to signify that they're on your side.
Like I said, we still got the RPD if we need it.
Any green dice is fine.
okay. Green die.
It's just to show what the
Friendlies.
Okay.
You're gonna need some dice with some maple leaf. That's all I'm saying.
Now we'll have to make counters.
So, this Canadian's gonna move 2 inches that way. And the team leader's gonna follow up.
Here they come.
Lay down. We're gonna keep the interpreter
So,
there.
Jim, I was thinking in this scenario, when the say in this case the Canadians make contact with the tribal leader, I think they have to do an interpreter check to see if he gets convinced to be friendly to them. So they would have to. They would have to work on. So you know how sometimes you know teams, civil affair teams or whatever, go into a village and it takes a while of negotiations to get them to play ball.
Well, yeah, but that won't be too hard because I mean it's you move up there, you get within the 2 inches, and because you've got the interpreter with you,
right? But you still have to make the roll.
Yeah. So I guess I should say if he makes the roll, it won't take too long. If he fails the roll, then he's got to stay there for another turn. Yeah.
Right, and then you have a chance to counterattack or whatever.
Well, maybe that second RPG team might go through that other gate, that front gate, and maybe hit somebody in the back as they're going up the stairs.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
See, this is how play testing works. You think about these things and how do you make it so it's still fun to play, but not too easy for one side or the other to win the game?
Well, it's been play tested a lot, just in a different format.
Exactly.
This is the first time we're trying it in miniature form.
Exactly. All right. Have all your teams moved?
Yep, everybody's moved.
Okay. So real quick, while we were talking, what was summarize your movement?
Okay, so the Canadian command team moved up alongside. They're basically just going to get a little bit closer with our allies right here, soon-to-be allies.
Soon-to-be allies.
And then these Canadians decided to hug this building, and they're just going to cover this approach right here, and then also help cover the alleyway if necessary.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And then these host nation forces are just going to cover this alleyway and the entrance to that wall.
All right. So that is operator movement. So it's now interpreter checks.
There's no. Oh, we're not done that yet. Yeah. Operator check. Here we go.
Still 2 inches from the dudes.
Well, the interpreter's right there, so he's good.
Do you need both?
No, I need both to get this guy.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
We'll use the tiny die. Come on, 4.
What'd you get?
Yeah, it's cocked.
Oh,
but it was on a 2.
Keep it on the board, would you? 3. Did not make it again, Jim.
Come on.
Nice.
You know what would be really sucky if those ambivalent guys turned bad and glanked you.
It's possible. It's not off. It's not likely, but it's possible.
Right? It'll be a little A&A action there.
Well, one has a PKM and another
they got to
has
get
an
through all the
STB.
poutine and maple syrup sitting here. You know what I'm saying?
Hello, Ben Johnson. Welcome to the stream, sir.
Hey! All right. So, okay. So that was interpret check, which was a fail. Medic checks, there are none. Small arms fire. Do you have any targets opportunity that we
didn't already fire?
Yeah.
That RPD never fired. He still can't see anything.
No, I mean, like
no, he has no line of
All
sight.
right, just checking. Cool.
Yep. So, all right. So that's combat.
That's going to be
No
pretty much the
victory
turn.
conditions have been met. We are now to determine threat level of turn 6.
Yep.
Woo. All right. So we got to roll. What are we at here?
well, we just shot.
Okay.
Failed the one shot.
So there was GRS gun.
3 shots.
Was there? You guys
Yeah.
never? Did you guys
Yeah,
shoot
there's
at anybody?
PRS on fire.
Yeah. We killed
Okay.
the 2 militia.
That's right.
And
Okay.
I fired
So negative
these
1
guys.
for that. No explosion.
But they
we
failed
have.
their interpreter check.
Yeah. So there's no penalty. There's just no bonus.
Oh, gotcha.
So there was gunfire. There was no explosion, however. There's still some friendlies more than 2 inches away from a building or a table edge, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then.
He's
Yes.
like 4 inches away.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Then that's another negative 1 for that. Pretty much operators with huge black scary assault rifles try to stay out of sight. So that's 2. Yeah, 2. Roll
Right.
2d6.
Negative 2 to your roll.
Roll 2d6 and subtract 2 from the result.
They're trying to win hearts and minds.
A nice low roll.
Can't do that from the shadows.
What do you mean?
I got an 8 minus 2 is 6.
Okay.
No
It
change.
got worse.
What?
Oh, there's a different version of the table. What version do you have, Bill?
2 to 5 is worse. 6 to 8 is stable. 9 to 12 is better.
6 and 7 is stable.
6 to 8 is stable.
Okay, so it's stable because the
Yep.
modified roll wound up as a 6, right?
So it's still
Right.
aggravated,
I-
agitated, or whatever.
It's still agitated. Yeah, I have
Yep.
an old version of the table here.
Gotcha.
Let me-
All right, so now we go to event. So you roll 1d6 and you're minusing 1 or 2, Jim.
1d6 and you're agitated, so you're -1. You don't subtract 2 until you get to the hostile. The town is
Okay.
hostile.
Oh my God! How did you do that?
What was that? Another 5?
Sorry.
So I got a 5.
A 5 becomes a 4. That's our third 4 in a row.
No, he rolled a 6, so it becomes a modified 5.
Oh, one new hex of ambivalent militia shows up. You have to go back to your bad guy box or your
Yep, we got plenty of bad guys here. Roll a d6 to determine how many bad guys show up. 6.
a big team shows up. Now, what makes this a positive event for is you'll notice that the same result is pretty much twice on the table.
Yeah.
One at 2, one at 5. It's who gets to pick where they are.
So in this case,
where
Canadians would pick where they go.
So you get 6 new militia guys. There's a roll if you want to get that deep into it.
Yeah.
It's got to be along a table edge or within like 2 inches of a building. They have to come from somewhere. They can't just pop up out of the ground. They can come from near a building, and they got to be at least like 6 inches away from any active combat unit.
So they have to be within 6 inches of your Canadian guys.
They have to be at least 6 inches away.
6 inches away from.
Yeah, 6 inches away.
Yeah, they can't pop up right next to anybody. They can pop up right next to other ambivalents. They just can't pop up next to active combatants. It's probably the short answer.
That's a horrible edge.
That's 3 hexes
Not for me, it's
in
not.
the game system, but
Is that 6?
That's 5.
One more.
Oh yeah, you with the sweet baseball.
All right, so put a yellow die so we know they're ambivalent.
Yellow die.
All right.
so you just grabbed a bunch of AKs.
AKs.
RPD, AKs. Yeah. That's
Okay.
pretty much it.
Do you want an RPG?
We can go through there's a table for that.
Oh,
That's my
okay.
point.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. If you see it, you see a new militia table.
New militia table.
It's very small. It's got 1 through 6: armament, pistol, SMG, carbine, assault rifle.
Unfortunately, I do not have that table on my paperwork.
All pistols.
If you
No,
rolled
that
6
one I don't
ones-
have with me, Jim.
All right. Well, if you wanted to get technical, that's how you would do it. We already rolled the d6. We determined that there were 6 militia that were joining. So now you roll 6d6. You roll 1d6 for each new militia, and that determines how they're armed. Or
Okay,
you can
so
just
we're going to
grab
do
guys
that
out of
just for the sake of,
Okay.
rules discussion. So Cody's getting 6 d6s right now.
Good enough. Got my work.
All right, so we're rolling. Okay,
2 6s.
we got a 1, we got a 2, a 3, a 4, and 2 d6s.
2
And
guys
Jim
with
is smiling.
RPGs just showed up. And we don't know whose side they're on. This is where it comes into, again, this game was designed for hexes and counters, where the counters are like instantly copyable. So if you rolled 6 RPGs, it's unlikely but possible. That can be tough in a physical game because you just might not have that many RPGs available.
Right. All right, so a 1 would be what, Jim?
A pistol
A 2,
is an SMG or a carbine.
a 3.
Is an assault rifle. A 4 is an assault rifle.
Okay.
5 is in the LMG.
All right, so at this point in time, we're just going to go with AKs, and then you have a RPK in there, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the
Cool.
RPG.
Yeah.
So 2 RPGs and an RPK.
There goes the RPG.
Just because I don't have pistols, guys.
No worries.
Worth.
All right. Well, this could get ugly really, really quick.
Whose side are they on? It's like a whole new division just rolled on the battlefield. 2
All right.
RPGs,
All
a
right.
6-man squad. Where's our interpreter?
Okay, so that was the street events. So we're ambivalent guys
I don't care
move.
about your interpreter.
So which guys you want to move first? Or who are you rolling for first?
For
Ambivalent
doesn't-
move.
All ambivalents.
I'll be out of the way first.
Yeah, this does include the guys that just showed up.
Yep. So which unit are we rolling for first?
1d6 or 2?
There is
One.
no. This is the only ambivalent one.
No, there's 2.
No.
That
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
make
they're
it.
not.
Yeah.
Sorry.
A 2.
I'll move those guys.
Yep. Where are you moving them?
Getting away from you.
Okay.
They're gonna go hide inside the building, way the other side.
How did you know? That's not my plan.
Why would you do that? Just out of curiosity.
Because
Why didn't you want to move them so they can run interference?
No, because if I shoot an RPG, I don't want to accidentally kill them and piss them off.
No.
Because I don't want to turn them against me. There's a very good likelihood that I may miss and not kill all of them.
All right. So that's that group.
All right. You want to roll for the other one since I roll for them?
Sure, I don't care.
All right.
Keep
Rolling
it
for
fair.
the second group. And it's a
There
5.
That's not good.
All right. So we're just gonna look at the line. Definitely not gonna shoot at these guys.
That's a good idea.
Let's see how far this guy can move first.
Yeah, you don't make them mad.
So 3, and he's just gonna pop down like right here. That's the farthest guy. Six inches.
And just put your other guys right between those two.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this guy is the other RPG. He's gonna go right there. That guy's gonna swing around here. And that guy's gonna go right there.
All right.
And they moved 6 inches. Okay.
Okay. All right. So then it is ambivalence done. Hostile move.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not very fun sounding. Let's try. Okay. Yep. Move this guy. Oh. Well, I can't really stand him up there, but he's gonna be against the wall. Dang it! Just stand. This dude. Can move
So
right
he's
here.
he's creeping on the side of the stairs. So if any Canadians run up the stairs, nice.
Yep.
Something like that. This flag here.
And the tree that needs to be re-glued.
And
He's my grandpa, not yours. Stay the hell away from him.
I can't see.
We know where 6 inches is, so no, that's good. Okay. Well, now that guy's out in the open. Canadians could shoot him if they want.
Well, I mean, can we're counting this as being able to be seen through?
It's railing, I would hope so.
Well, this guy looks like he's pretty much in the open. And those Canadians.
Well, these guys are actually against this wall, but all this
Yeah.
crap's in the way. I'm trying to get an angle on the Canadians. I'm not trying to
I
hide.
probably wouldn't be able to see him, but these two, yeah. Those
Yeah.
guys are
So are you going to take opportunity fire at this point?
Let's see.
I only have to kill one of you.
For these two guys, yes, I am.
Okay. Who's shooting?
It looks just like a rifleman, two riflemen.
Okay. Here we go. Some Canadian action.
So that's still 2 shots, right?
Whoa. Canadians
Whoa.
roll different dice because they have much better weapons and they're much better trained. So we're talking about Canadian assault rifles.
Indeed.
These are only infantry. I say only. They're only infantry. They're not like elite special forces operators. They roll D8s instead of D6s.
I mean, that's
Better anyway.
D8. Okay. And how many shots do they get?
That's a
If it's
D10.
assault rifles, assault rifles, no machine, no grenade launchers, anything crazy like that.
No, they're just regular rifles.
Yeah, 2 riflemen.
Yeah. So assault rifles is always 2 dice. How big the dice are or how well trained you are. Militia D6, infantry D8, operators D10s. So 2 D8s. How far did those militia move? Did they move their whole 6?
They're maxed out 6.
Okay, so then 1d6 versus his 2 d8s, and get ready to meet your ancestors. Because you're probably not going to win that roll.
This guy right there.
All right.
Okay.
Old red sweatshirt's about to be more red.
They're ready.
A 1 and a 3.
Wow.
You can survive that. All you got to do is beat a 3.
I beat it.
All
He
right.
missed.
So
He whiffed. And that
So Mr.
Canadian
Reed
cannot
is
shoot. That
okay.
Canadian cannot shoot for the rest of the turn.
so hopped up on maple sugar. All right. So somebody's gonna see that old brown pants over here.
RPD carrier.
A 3 and a 4.
Good Christ.
Oh, 1.
He shot my RPD.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
damn it.
that's fine. I wanted to do that.
All right. Yep, that's gonna be those 2 attacks.
Okay.
They're gonna take it right on the armor.
on this next one.
All right.
Sure about that?
Oh yeah.
Sure about that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that was your. You finished your movement there, Jess.
Yeah, now those two guys have fired, so you can move freely in front of them.
Let's do
Try to
this.
get some line of sight on those guys.
Yeah.
You have to knock down at least one Canadian. Nice.
There's my AKs.
You gonna shoot or no?
Yeah.
Now, I hate to ask, why'd you go out in the middle of the road like that instead of coming along the wall?
They'll still shoot me. It wouldn't matter. I have to go around this gate. They still would have seen me.
Okay.
Line of sight wise.
Move as small a distance as you can, so you can at least get some terrain.
Yeah, you get the cover bonus.
Why they haven't get that?
I know, but it's only an inch here and an inch here, so you would still get a +1 instead of coming way out. You get
Well, okay, I see what you're saying.
and you'd still have line of sight.
Yeah, the cover rules in this game are pretty abstract because it's made.
Yeah, that's a little bit different than I'm used to. I'm used to, hey, cover or no cover, and that's just how it works. So, no.
So just an inch,
Yeah.
an inch here, and then an inch here.
And
There you go.
He moved a total of 2 inches.
2 inches.
Yeah.
I mean,
This
bring
is
the
a
other guys
game
out.
of inches.
Bring him out 2
Um,
inches, and that puts him right
5
behind
points
him.
to whoever
Behind
gets
him.
that reference.
He still gets line of sight.
And you
Guys
get
don't
to
block
play.
line of sight.
Come here, you.
There you go.
I mean,
All right, so if they only move 2 inches, they are now covered.
Yep.
So they get to roll their defense dice twice. Cool.
All right, Cody, are you interrupting?
No.
No interrupting fire from the Canadians.
Yep.
Ooh,
So
that might be a
as soon as the
mistake.
There's an RPG there, bro. And an RPD. Oh, two. Well,
Okay. All right. He called it. All right.
All right.
Any other movement?
no, you don't have anything to move.
Okay. All right. Now we're on to operators.
okay.
Operator what? Operator movement, right?
Movement.
Yeah.
Operator movement.
So these guys can still move even though they took attacks of opportunity, right?
Yeah, they can move.
Yeah,
Yes,
they can't
you can
shoot.
still move.
I'm gonna shoot at you.
Did anyone see that?
Yes.
My
Two.
RPD guy and my RPG guy see that.
Yeah. Take your shots.
Yeah, I'm shooting at him.
All right, cool. All right, you got it.
Okay.
You guys know the rule by now.
Yeah.
It is.
I got RPD, 2 AKs, and RPG.
Blast that fool like it ain't no thing. Unload every dice you can at him. You're never gonna get another shot like this.
They would only be moving 2 inches, by the way.
All right.
It's
So what are you shooting
2d10s.
first? Declare your
2
attack.
AKs.
All right. The 2 AKs are shooting first.
Yep.
Oh, 3, 6, 5, 5, 2.
And they're all shooting at.
The commander.
Okay. So what? I need 4 dice for that, or how do I do
There's
it?
a 2 dice, Jim.
Whoa.
You only get 2
Okay.
guys. Yeah, pick the best.
Okay. Whoa. We're talking about the enemy command, the Canadian commander, right?
Yes.
Canadian infantry get a D8 defense dice. They don't get a D6. They get a D8 because they're better trained and they're wearing body armor. If he only moved 1 inch, he gets the covered bonus, which means he gets to roll his D8 twice.
Here's a D8.
No, I was going to move 2.
Here's
Yeah.
How far were you going to move? What's your declared movement speed?
2 inches.
2 inches was his declared
Okay.
move, Jim.
No worries. Okay, then that's 1 hex, which means he gets the covered bonus. 2d8 is his defense.
Oh, he got an 8.
We missed him.
I still haven't shot everything. So.
All right, wait,
Well-
there's more.
Oh, wait.
All right, what's next, Jess?
RPD for 3 shots.
RPD 3 D6s.
Okay, and then the Canadian commander will get the same defense dice again.
Next 2, 3.
6.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's fine because there's an RPG coming for all 3 of them that are
He's
standing
got
right next to
pancakes.
each other.
Pancake stuffed inside his
Because
armor.
now they're going to learn the mistakes of standing next to each other in combat. Don't do it.
That's
6.
6.
So
Nice. What size dice was that?
That was a D6. That's a D8, right, for RPG?
It's a D8.
Oh,
Now
D8?
I don't know if you want to change that because that D6 is pretty sweet. No, I'm just saying, but it
yeah,
should be
I
a
thought it
D8.
would take the odds against not rolling an extra 1 or
2. Yep. All right. So, what? 1.
we'll roll 1 per guy because might as well.
How many guys are within 2 inches of the
3
target?
You're
people?
shooting this guy, right?
Yeah,
So his target was the
So,
commander and then 2 guys.
1, 2.
Yep.
2.
3 guys.
3 guys.
So everybody's in the blast radius. Everybody only moved 2 inches though, right?
Yep.
So everybody
So-
gets to roll 2d8s. If they're all Canadian regulars, if there's no militia.
Just roll one at a time. So just point to who you're rolling first.
All right, so we're gonna roll at this rifleman up front.
You get 2 d8s. A 1 and a 3. He gone.
Well, down. He's wounded.
Okay, now he may not be killed, but he's
we gotta do the wound table. But
okay, well I'll leave him down. It's like he's wounded. So commander next.
And
he survives 8 and 7. He survives like a warrior.
That commander is just like Neoing his way up those stairs. Man.
All right, and then the final right commander, corporal.
Oh, he's
A 3 and a 3. Nope.
6.
tied. So
Oh, is that a 6?
That's a 6.
Okay, sorry.
he's up. So just the one guy in the front. Wound table.
Okay. Insurgent player rolls a d6. Rolls as high as you can.
A 5.
That's good.
Incapacitated.
Oh.
So do you have the wound table there?
Let out.
Okay, yeah, you've got it.
All right,
Yeah, he is incapacitated. He is unconscious. He is technically not dead, but we'll see what happens when we come to the wound phase.
All right. Was that all you guys you could shoot, Jess?
Well, for that.
That group?
Well, yeah, for the fire. Yeah.
Okay.
A fire opportunity. I could. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Any finishing movement from the Canadians?
Finishing movement, yes. So, like I said, they're gonna move.
Does that interpreter want to get closer to those guys inside the building? I probably shouldn't remind you of that.
No, he does not. Because
oh, he's going for that new group.
he's gonna be just fine right there. Okay.
Are those dudes gonna move, or you?
Nope, they're gonna stay right there.
Okay, cool.
Yep, that's gonna be that for right now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that is operator movement. We are now interpreter checks, if there are any. None?
Nope.
Okay. Medic checks.
Okay. Anybody who is within 2 inches of the guy who's wounded. One guy can make a medic check on him.
Okay. And how do we do that?
I'm looking at the table right here. Okay, so he's incapacitated.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to make a 5 up for a medic check.
On a D6?
On a D6. Yeah, on a D6. It's easier for a severe wound. This guy is incapacitated. He's messed up.
So you took out the
3.
Okay, a 3. He is not stabilized.
Okay. And
so when we come to when we come to the bleed out check, we have to roll to see if he bleeds out, because you failed to stabilize him. If you stabilize him, he's still incapacitated. He can't move. He has to be carried. If he's carried, he's considered to be taking up 2 inches of movement. So we'll cross all those bridges when we come to it. You don't want to just leave him out there.
Right.
Yeah, bleed out at the end of each phase. On a 5 up, he gets 1 level worse. So he's already incapacitated. If he gets 1 level worse, he dies. He literally passes away. So you want to stabilize him as soon as you can.
Okay. So, what is next?
I think next is gunfire, right?
Yep. Operator small arm fire.
Sweet. So I can take my revenge.
Anybody who didn't fire during opportunity fire phase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so not your commander, but everybody else.
1, 2, 3. So does that guy have an M4? I can't see.
Yeah.
Yes, M4.
Okay, so this guy is gonna shoot at this guy right here.
Okay.
Flick it.
2 d8s, right?
Yes,
That's right. 2d8.
2d8s versus Insurgents 2d6, because the Insurgents only moved one hex, 2 inches.
All right. So 2 d8s. So, Cody, what did you do with the 2 d8s? I handed you.
Dude, they're right there.
Oh,
You're
hey.
looking right now.
I'm blind. Okay, look at the glasses.
If you can't see the dice, you can't shoot.
Oh, an 8 and a 4.
He's dead.
You literally can't beat that. Take that guy off the table.
He did.
Okay, and then the next lucky Canadian's gonna take out this guy right here. Actually, you know what? He's gonna shoot for that RPG guy way in the rear.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. A 1 and a 5.
You can survive this.
And he's
Oh,
survived
my
with a
God.
6.
Double 6s.
Nice.
Ew, says the RPG.
He just Neo'd his way outside of the bullet of that one.
And this last Canadian is going to fire at that RPG guy as well.
Okay.
Okay.
A 2 and a what? I
A
can't see the other
1.
Yeah, it looks cocked.
Well, then
Make you that determination.
No, it's a 1.
Okay.
2 and a 1. A
Yeah.
4 and a 4.
He ain't getting
Nice.
Dang it, Canadians, you let me
It's a
down.
tough RPG carrier.
Jim's
Alright.
just going, yeah!
The RPG has done its work.
No firearm.
What's that?
Waiting for that bleed out face.
No, interpreter has no firearm.
That's bullshit.
Yes. Well, they're not supposed to by the
My
law.
buddy Steve-O.
Yeah, your
There's
buddy
plenty of
Steve-O,
things he wasn't
who actually
supposed to.
sounds like the guy that I had named Steve-O, they were not allowed to carry firearms.
All right, so
Because most of those bastards were related to the Taliban.
Interpreters, seriously, in this game, interpreters tend to not carry firearms. Friendly interpreters, they do get a pistol in case they get assaulted. They can defend themselves if assaulted, but other than that,
sweet.
Only
assaulted, I mean close combat.
Yep. All right.
So
Does your RTO have line of sight on that one guy? Yeah, it looks like he does.
Yes, he does.
So I'm gonna say that this Canadian is gonna fire because he can't see the RPG, but he'll fire at this RPD right here.
Okay.
8
Hey.
4.
Oh, 8 and 4. He's down.
Take them off.
There you go.
And then this last Canadian will fire at this AK right there.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Oh, 4 and a 1. A 6 and a 5. He survived.
God.
Oh wait.
Okay.
All right.
Any other combat from the Canadian forces? It does not look like it at this point in time.
That's it.
All right. Militia.
Do the insurgents see anything that they have not already taken opportunity fire on?
Well, these guys are actually against the wall, but they can't stand there because all the crap that's stuck there. But they would actually be able to see these guys.
Yeah, the red guy, red sweatshirt guy can
Yeah,
see
'cause
the
if he was
RTO.
right
Or
So I'm
Okay,
gonna take my 2 pot shots at the Canadian over here on the corner.
Let refresh my memory. How fast did the RTO guy move?
6 inches.
6 inches, Jim.
Oh, so he gets no bonus. He gets 1d8 and that's it.
Oh wait, sorry. You meant this
still
guy?
get-
Oh, he only moved 2.
2 inches.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
he
then he gets 2d8s for defense.
Yeah. A 5 and a 3.
Come on, don't let me down.
A 7 and a
Damn.
1. Yep, he survives.
Well, that's all I got.
Okay.
All right.
We have a
Now-
1 chance in 3 of basically tying this game already. If the guy bleeds out, we win or whatever. We get a draw.
Okay, so we're in turn 6 right now,
We denied
correct?
the victory.
So I say by the end of turn 8, if the Canadians have not
Save their guy.
connected with the tribal leader, the game is it a draw or an insurgent victory?
Well, we haven't reached them either, so
Yeah. All right. So we'll see how it goes. By turn 8, somebody's got to do something. All right. Okay. So we are at close combat. No, bleed out check.
come on, insurgent
Don't
player,
roll a 5 or higher.
roll a 5 or a 6.
That's 6.
Well, he bled out.
Dang it, you.
He held on as long as he could.
Not long enough.
Amazing grace. How sweet the
So
sound.
is that a loss or a draw?
Draw.
It's a draw. It's already a draw. Now, if we do anything
okay.
else,
Canadian
If we reach
sometimes
it-
need a W.
No, but if I kill one more of your guy, then it's a
Sometimes
loss.
they just need a D.
I got an RPG still,
All right.
and there's a whole lot of people standing next to a wall.
All right. So that was a bleed out check. Victory points. At this point in time, we're at a draw. So we're now into turn 7.
that's a draw, assuming you reach the actual
Right.
guy
Oh yeah.
and you
Yeah.
table the militia force. Yeah.
Right.
The draw is you can't. Basically, the Canadian player cannot win.
Yep.
The best he can hope for is a draw because he
Right.
actually has a KIA.
Yep. Okay. So we're at threat level. Turn 7.
Oh, threat level. Yeah, it's an agitated turn. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be another bad one. -1 GRS, or I keep saying GRS. Operator gunfire.
Yep.
I have a more updated chart somewhere on my thumb drive, but it doesn't matter. Canadian gunfire. We did have an explosion, right? That RPG did.
Yes,
fire.
we did.
That's what killed the guy.
And we have we have Canadians in the open.
Yep.
Or is everybody within 2 inches of a building or a table?
No, wait, hold on a minute.
Close.
Is he within 2 inches?
Measure from the building.
Not the
It's-
building side. They're going at an angle.
It's kind of hard because.
I'd say he's 2 inches.
Yeah, it's very close.
So everybody's within 2 inches of a building.
Okay, so that penalty does not apply then.
Yep.
There was no successful interpreter check. Yeah, it's -2. Roll 2d6 and subtract 2 from the result.
Come on, 6.
7 minus 2, 5. So it goes
That's
up a
worse,
level.
right?
Yeah.
That's worse.
Oh.
It goes down a level.
Yeah. It's nasty.
It's now hostile. Nice. Now we're gonna see some. Now we're gonna start seeing technicals come on the table. Hopefully, 1d6 subtract 2 from the result, please. Somebody roll me a nice low number.
5 minus 2 is a 3.
Yeah, that's
Nope.
Nothing.
Oh, no militia on the street. That's okay. We're at the bottom of the street. We're at the bottom of the threat level tracker, so it's tough to crawl your way out of that hole. Ask Az, he'll tell you. I'm sorry, Gaz. Yeah, he'll tell you it's tough to crawl out of that hole there. Once the town turns against you, it's not easy to get them back because you're always rolling at a -2.
Yep.
Okay, so
Ambivalent.
yeah, ambivalent movement.
You want to roll for it?
Yeah.
2.
Dudes.
That's you.
Yeah. Where are your ambivalents going? You want to get them close to your guys so you can.
No, that's what you bargain.
Don't have to be within 2 inches, right?
Yep.
2 inches of the leader.
Yeah, he's the guy behind the staircase.
Okay, cool. Oh my God! If they turn towards us, that's
Yeah,
we may actually win this game,
Right?
which is crazy considering how badly I screwed up the first half of this game.
All right, well, you
All
want to roll
right.
for the guys?
Roll
inside
for the guys in the building.
Maybe you can pull them back to you.
Well, I'll just roll in there.
3.
That's you.
Yep.
So you can take them back. Here. Oh, you got one. Well, looks like we both might get some friends.
They're just going to move right up to the store.
Doop, doop.
That's when the game gets fun when there are no ambivalents on the table. Everybody's shooting at somebody.
Yep.
All right.
Hostile to move.
That's you.
Give me 2 inches. Get a little bit closer. All right, he's next to the wall, but
You're going to take interrupt fire?
Move it
Yeah,
slowly as few inches as possible.
Right here.
Now, here's the question, Jim. Can they shoot through the ambivalent guys?
Yeah, because we declared that that no unit what's the word? No unit blocks line of sight.
Okay.
So the way it works is, and this is something that the militia player does do in the big game, the hex encounter game, is if you fire on hostiles while they're in the same hex as ambivalents, those ambivalents have now been fired upon and they all automatically turn hostile. So those ambivalents would have to be within 2 inches of the guy you're shooting at.
no, about 3.
Okay.
I'd say
So
about
if they're within, if any figure is within 2 inches of anyone in the unit that you're firing at, okay, so you're firing at a guy, okay, anyone within that unit, it's not just that guy, it's that guy's unit, whatever his little squad he's in. As long as he is at least 2 inches away from anybody that's in that ambivalent unit.
Okay.
Now everybody's over 2 inches away.
Then there's no risk.
Okay.
Okay.
You can shoot through ambivalents, you just can't shoot at them.
Fire at these two guys.
I'm sorry. Say it again, Cody.
So I'm only going to use these two Canadians right here, the RTO and this rifleman right here, and they're going to fire at.
Are you going to use the grenade launcher or just the rifle?
Oh my God! Is that count?
Yeah.
Yeah, 203.
RTO usually has the
No, wait. You can only use the
It's only
grenade
one
launcher.
shot.
One shot.
8th or whatever, right? So it counts
No.
like an RPG. Same.
Oh, okay,
Hold on.
real quick. How far did those insurgents move to trigger the opportunity fire?
2.
Okay, so they're going to roll their defense dice twice. Their defense dice twice.
Yeah.
If you want to roll the M203, that M203 is being fired by a much better soldier than the insurgent firing the AK. He gets 1D. I think it's 1D10. Let me look this up. Regular grenade launcher.
Well then.
Oh, come on. Where the hell is it?
Oh, you have a better chance.
Yeah, it's 1D10, and it affects everything within 2 inches.
There you go.
Okay, so then I'm just going to fire him for right now. Oh my God, a 1.
Did you really get a 1?
A 1.
He just fired a smoke grenade at us.
Sweet.
You shot it in his foot.
You guys still roll? Oh no, it doesn't matter.
No, he doesn't.
Still got to roll. Roll the roll. You got to roll.
He doesn't have.
You got a
to
1 and a 3.
He doesn't matter because he can't not tie it.
Yeah.
Right.
I avoided it completely. All right, so there you go.
He literally shot a smoke grenade at us.
Well, then the other Canadian. All right. America.
2d8s.
2d8s. 5.
5 and a 1.
Okay, now that he could fail.
Damn.
And a 2 and a 1 plus the 1. So yeah, he's gone.
He doesn't get the +1. He just gets the 2 dice.
Oh, that's
But
right.
yeah,
Okay.
he's toast.
RPG's still alive.
That RPG and that Canadian team leader have been dodging more bullets.
They're the toughest 2 guys on the battlefield.
Okay, I'll leave that.
All right. Other movement?
That RPG guy has no right to be alive. That's crazy.
I'm good. I'm good with movement. There's really no point.
Okay.
This guy's the team leader, or that guy's the team
Red
leader?
guy, boots,
Okay.
Mr. Rain Boots. He's well within 2 inches.
Okay. All right. Operator movement.
As soon as he
Remember,
touches that
6.7,
figure,
you
fire
have
that
8
RPG.
Yep, that's all I'm waiting for. Just a miss. Bam!
Oh, son of a gun. Nope, they're not going to move. Well, you know what? What the hell? Why not? Yeah, they'll move. Boop, 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 boop. You said this is turn 7, right?
Yep.
And I just have to be within 2 inches?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, 2 inches for the team leader and the...
Yes.
Okay.
Because team leader doesn't speak
That's
Farsi
right.
or whatever.
Dari or
that'd be
Yeah.
Pashto or Arabic or maybe other dialects.
It's a local dialect. Let's just put it that way. Make it easy.
You know what? They got armor. Why not?
Oh, I think I have an RPG though.
We kind of ran out of time here. They're just... I mean, it's going to have to count as moving 6. So
Well,
we'll see.
Gonna
That
fire.
guy's going to move up there on the stairs.
So you move 6?
I mean, it's going to have to count.
Hey, look at Jim. He's all excited.
well, I'm just gonna shoot at the wall where they were standing because I mean they can't really.
Can you interrupt with your RPG?
That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna shoot.
It's
like,
Black
the
Hawk
nose.
down time.
So the team leader was right here in the corner. This guy was right here back on the door. This guy was down here.
The guy was right in the open.
That guy was right there.
So I'd shoot probably right here.
Novus Templar, I can't quite see your comment. It said, would it help if they did something?
Sorry, Jim. I'll get rid of the logo there.
So that guy.
I don't know why I can't adjust that to a different spot.
No, he's good, but
I guess would it help if they shot first? I guess
No.
is that what he's saying? Oh, they said sorry. Okay.
Well, this team leader as well.
No, he's 3 inches.
That's my team leader right there.
This guy?
Yeah.
From right here is 3 inches.
Oh.
These two are gonna get hit.
Oh, you're talking
I don't
about
need
the
to
wall.
kill him.
I thought
I
you-
just need to kill him or him.
I thought you were just going to shoot.
Yeah, if you
directly
kill
at
your
him.
interpreter,
You
you
lose.
can't
Well,
you
yeah,
achieve the
team leader.
mission.
I mean, if I lose my team leader too, I
Yeah.
can't do that either.
But I
so
can't see.
because he's the one who got the bankroll.
Yeah.
So, all right.
go for it.
All right, RPG action.
That's a D10 or D8.
It's D8 for a militia because the militia guy's not as well trained with the weapon.
Right.
All right, here we go.
A 4. Well, it's for 2 guys.
Now those 2 guys move 6 inches, right?
They were in.
Yes,
the
they're in the
process.
process of moving 6 inches, so no bonus.
All right. So they're gonna get 2d8.
I'll do
Or
it.
each guy is gonna get 1d8.
All right, so what are you doing first?
Rifleman.
I'll do that. That rifleman right there.
A 7. He makes it.
Oh, come on, interpreter! Don't let me down now.
Turp.
An 8.
Yeah.
We both survived.
Allahu Akbar.
I hate you. Nothing. I can't see with anybody else right now.
All right, America. Wow.
Suck.
Now the other question is, you've got this guy here. Can he not interrupt when they come up the stairs? Yeah.
Well,
He has
they're
no much
I mean, technically, both these guys could probably see them.
yeah, because they're actually against the wall, but
Yeah.
junks in the
So
way.
yeah.
Please shoot at me.
All right. So finish your movement, Cody.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that guy.
So who's getting popped?
Well,
Are you going to shoot 2? Oh, you're going to go after one guy after each guy?
it could. But
Yeah.
I'd rather just blast
Or-
a turp.
Really
Okay.
doesn't help. That.
Two AKs against the interpreter.
Okay, the interpreter moved full movement.
Full
Yeah.
movement.
All right. So 2 AKs. That's going to be if everyone's shooting at the if everyone is shooting at the interpreter, yeah, it's going to be 2 AKs, 2d6 versus 1d8.
Oh my god. 4, 3, and 1s.
Really?
Ouch.
So
Your
I
dice
get
suck.
what, one die?
1d8. A 5.
That interpreter is literally God.
That's
How many d6s did we roll?
4.
2 for each rifleman. There was 2 AKs.
So what we really should have done is kind of keep the 2 and the 2 separate, because that interpreter has to make 2 defense rolls.
Oh, you're right. So you're
Oh,
going to have to
so-
redo it. Sorry, guys. You're going to
Well,
have to redo it.
1 was a 3 for green.
Well, but
one
you
was-
don't know which 2 were which.
Right, you're
so
right. Well,
unfortunately, you're going to have to
yeah.
redo it. A 6 and a 3.
That's
Well,
A 3.
all right. Well, let me re-roll the other one because at least for fairness.
That's 1 wound.
A 6 and a 2.
okay, so then I would reroll.
Oh, there you go. Survived 1.
You survived 1. Only 1 wound.
Okay, so
So now I
yeah,
got to do the wound chart.
1d6 on the wound chart, because he's also wearing
And-
armor.
Don't go
This one I want low, right?
Yes.
low.
Yeah,
What do you get?
5. He's in.
He's incapacitated.
he's also incapacitated.
Mother.
I think that's mission. Because
Well, you
if
can do
if he's incapacitated, he can't talk to the
Yeah.
guy.
He's gone.
Yeah,
You
you
don't have
can't.
a medic check?
No, it doesn't matter.
There's
right?
a- there's-
Carry, sorry ass.
Oh, good for
Hold
you.
on, guys.
There
Go
is
ahead.
there is a slim chance. It's very slim. On the medic check, if you roll a 6 on your first try, it actually goes up 1. The medic guy gets to him, and he's like, "Oh, this isn't quite as bad as he thought. It was mostly shock." They cleaned it up. He actually would go from incapacitated to severe, and if he's severe, he can actually move and he can still interpret.
He just
to
gets a -1 on his interpret roll.
Yeah, to the target.
All right. Well, is there still
Why
a
not?
chance?
Yeah, why
All
not?
right.
But he literally has to roll.
so-
Whenever we get to the medic, whenever we get to the medic check, the guy has to. First of all, there
Yeah.
has to be a medic there that can do it.
Yep.
He can't do himself because he's incapacitated, and
Yep.
that guy has to roll a 6 on a
Well, you
D6.
have anybody.
So here's an interesting quandary. All the bad guys that are available have shot.
Yeah, we've had one hell of an opportunity fire phase. So
So,
everybody else
it's
gets
directly
gets
to,
free
Canadians.
movement.
So who's considered the medic though? Because isn't that something we need to determine? Like who? How do we know who?
Well,
the
somebody
medic is?
within 2 inches.
Oh, okay, right. I forgot about
Oh
that.
no, yeah, everybody has first aid training. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You're-
You just nominate the one guy within 2 inches.
Hell yeah, Canada. All right, so
Whatever you do, don't shoot at the guys in the alley.
Now it's.
Canadians can shoot.
Just don't shoot at the guys in the alley.
Oh, let's see. 1, 2, 3. I mean, technically these guys.
Yeah,
Can probably see
yeah, they
them.
can.
Why are we shooting? Why are we shooting operators already?
Because we already shot all of our.
Militia. All
Yeah,
the insurgents are shot.
Oh,
All the
yeah,
insurgents have fired, so that was during hostile pedestrian
No,
move.
movement.
Oh,
They should have moved.
Yep.
and
but
then-
those were the attacks of opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay,
that was
okay.
Canadians ended their movement.
Yes. Now
Okay,
it's
well,
firing.
between those two become the medic check. Now is when we actually
Oh, that's
you
right.
make
You're
you
right.
make medic
Sorry.
checks before operator small arms.
Come on. 6.
A 5.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Okay.
wake him up. Now that you did stabilize him, you did save his life. He will not bleed out, but he did not
Right,
get
he
one
was
level better, so he will not wake up.
Right.
But
That's okay. Can't
That's
change it.
that's technically game.
Yep.
We already have one KIA, and you can't talk to the high level tango. So
Yep. That's game. Look at that, Jim. You pulled one out.
I didn't pull out shit, man. I lost that game hard last week. You guys totally saved that one.
All right.
How does the old expression go? How do your shoulders feel from carrying this team?
stress. So much stress.
Awesome.
All right, guys. What did you think?
It was fun.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
the rules are actually really balanced for that because
Yeah.
like it's supposed to be really hard for militia / insurgents or whatever.
Well, I think it's just as hard as for us because, like,
Well, yeah, you're
you know-
outnumbered always.
well, you're outnumbered, and then also if one piss poor roll comes out, then you're down one guy, and you're automatically, fighting to save his life. And if not, then you're
But,
at least for this rule set, it was you're hoping for a draw.
But
Yeah.
that's the nice thing is at least you can save their possible lives instead of just immediately remove from board.
And having better training and weapons is great and everything if they actually hit the freaking target.
Oh, that comes with
the Canadian with that grenade launcher should have killed that should have blown the whole right wing completely off of the militia force.
Yeah.
Back there by that back gate, or I should say that front gate. When
That
you roll
one
that
RPG
one,
guy just didn't want to die.
Nope.
dude, that guy is he's got the glimmer of Allah over him or something, man. He's
Very cool.
and then, that 1D10 that grenade launcher shot that should have killed at least 3 or 4 guys. That whole team, I can't see how many of them there are up here at the end of that wall. That should have killed everybody there. The usual way this game rolls out is the militia gets tabled hard. It's did the operators or the infantry or whoever get to their objective and do it in time and do it without losing too many people. Usually one fatality is pretty bad. You can technically still win if you get to your objective, but now you can't. So it's and that's just to give the militia a chance because again, this game was pretty atypical. A lot of times the militia just gets absolutely chopped into fish bait really fast, especially when you're playing with full operators. There's 3 levels. There's militia, there's trained regulars, then there's operators. They all roll. Yeah. Their assault rifles are 2D10. There's snipers. You also the Canadians had no snipers. The snipers were D12 plus 1. How often do they miss? It gets bad. The saw. I don't think the saw guy ever fired. He fired last week.
No, he was going to have his first real opportunity because I was hoping to get a little bit closer so I can, lay down some hate right there.
If you shot those guys,
for a regular, they're 4d6. So when you come up on some militia and there's 4 of them and they move their full movement, you can literally put 1 dice on each 4 and the guy just literally strafes them Rambo style. And he can also wipe out a whole team in one go, depending on the dice. But at least 2. You can put 2d6 on 2 guys and definitely take them out.
Yeah. Well, I guess, if I probably should have asked about the saw and the rules. So if I would have known that, then while I was back here, I probably would have just, taken that guy out. Probably would have had a little bit better of a
That's where the game is trying to encourage organic, like real squad tactics. You use your saw as a base of fire, you suppress the enemy, and then you have your maneuver elements run around when all the enemies either killed or pinned down.
Yeah, I mean, I think next time I'll do better, and I probably would have just moved these Canadians a little bit faster. But hindsight.
You also got some really bad die rolls. To be fair, I mean, and that RPG guy, he was like, goddamn Trinity from the Matrix. She just dodged. You can't. Just would not want to get hit.
All right, guys. Well, Jim. What's a surprising end?
Well, you said it yourself. This game can turn on a dime.
Yeah.
Because last week I was losing this game like it was nobody's business. I was losing this game. Like I almost didn't want to do the stream. I was like, we're going to finish that game. And then I found someone else was going to play the Insurgents. I'm like, you're going to give somebody else my table as badly as I screwed up the table? That's bad, man. I feel sorry for whoever's playing the Insurgents. I said that at the top of the stream.
That's true. It's true, but obviously he didn't have too bad of a time.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight on Wednesday Night Live. We hope you enjoyed this. Remember, this Sunday, Jim has got another game. Do you got an opponent lined up yet, Jim?
No, but we're going to do something besides Panzer Leader just because we did Panzer Leader, or we did Arab Israeli Wars last week. So we're looking at either Arab Israeli Wars, maybe some SITREP Skirmish, maybe some Battle Carry Sabo. We'll definitely figure something out.
Perfect. So, let me know if you need an opponent. If somebody doesn't jump in, I'll make myself available for you.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
We'll throw down on the table. So. Awesome. All right, guys, everybody, thank you. We want to appreciate you for joining us tonight on Wednesday Night Live as we play tested SITREP Skirmish on the miniatures level. This is really designed for a hex and counter game, but we took it to the next level to do it on miniatures, and it works.
I think all we got to do is just give up on ranges.
Yeah.
On the hex created, like, again, Benghazi was 1.5 miles across or like 2 by 3 miles or something was the total table. The distance traveled was like 1.2 miles as the actual historical route. So that map had to be a lot bigger. Their ranges count. On a table this small, I think we should just give up on ranges and just say if you can see it, you can hit it. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, like,
I mean, even on a 4x6 table, I think ranges are pretty much non-existent. At 28 mil.
But like in Benghazi, the guy would peek around a corner, he can see down that main 4-lane highway, literally like 1.5 miles. Their distance becomes a thing.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed tonight's stream. Again, watch for Jim on Sunday afternoon when he does some awesome gaming live streaming. And then next Wednesday, we will have probably a hobby hour. Not sure what I want to do. You know what, Jim? I didn't show. So, we did the convention last weekend. And I picked up from a reseller. I picked up Avalon Hills Midway, which I don't remember playing as a kid. I remember playing as a kid, but I must have played it totally different than the rules. Because I discovered that Midway from Avalon Hill is basically a super enhanced version of Battleship.
Yes.
So I would like to see if I could convert it to a miniatures game. So, which is interesting. But yeah, and then I picked up, what's the World War II Desert Avalon Hill game? Rommel versus the British.
There's several. If it's the whole big thing, it's Africa Corps.
Africa Corps.
That's an operational level war game.
Yeah, that's what I picked up.
Okay, cool. I've got that one as well. I've got my whole lone copy. So, that takes a long time to set up. It's quick to play. It takes a long time to set up because every unit appears every turn is a month, and every single unit appears in the month that it did historically. And you have to have not just like your counters, but the counters have like the actual number, like 17th Tank Brigade or whatever of this division of that corps. Yeah, it takes a while to set up. You have to get all those put on the table in the right order. It's very historically accurate, but it takes a while to set up. Once the game gets going, it's pretty quick. Every roll of the dice is a couple divisions getting together, so it's a big operational game. But again, every turn is a month, if memory serves, and then there's weather in there and all this other stuff, supply.
All right. Well, I'll have to check that out. Okay, Jim. So thank you very much for spending Wednesday evening with us and guiding us through this rule set, which is a creation of yours. And guys, if you have not seen the announcement or are interested in Valor and Victory, the modern expansion, Jim had worked really hard on creating the rulebook add-on for Modern Warfare. It's available. The link's on our Facebook page. It's in our Discord server. So make sure you check that out. So there you go. All right, guys.
All right. Thanks very much. I appreciate it.
All right, everybody, take care. Have a great night.